You guys sure I can't sit down? I'm just trying to explain how you two are such good healers. No? I won't be sitting down for this video. Hello everybody, Kilroy was here, and I am here to give you the details about healing in Deltarune Chapter 4. Specifically, how high healing can get with Susie and Ralsei. And Susie and Ralsei have very different kinds of heals, but they both just rely on magic as their base value. And when your magic stat goes up, the healing you give goes up as well. Now, I got these stats, these base stats for Susie and Ralsei. Chris gets nothing because Chris can't heal, so they will be ignored for this entire video. Now, on my weird route run, I ended up with 35, sorry, that's with the weapon. I ended up with 8 magic, and on Ralsei I ended up with 15. I have seen online that it's possible to get them up to 9 base magic and 16 base magic respectively, but I have not seen that confirmed, so I'm just sticking with the idea that 8 and 15 are the highest base values of magic you can get for Susie and Ralsei in Chapter 4. Could be incorrect, it's not what I saw in my experience, but who knows at this point. What's more important than base stats anyway is equipment, and for Susie, the highest magic giving equipment is the Devil's Knife, which gives her 4 more magic, the Deal Maker, which will give her 5 more magic, and the Mystic Band, which will give her 4 more magic. And for Ralsei, it's the same equipment for him. The Deal Maker gives him the same 5 magic, Mystic Band gives him 4, and his weapons are actually really magic averse. It's strange given Ralsei is kind of a magic focused character, but the most magic you will get from a scarf for him in this game so far is 1, and that's just from these scarves. So he'll get 1 more from that, and he'll get the same boost as the equipment. So Susie actually gets more magic from her equipment than Ralsei does. And another thing to note about Susie is that her healing spell, for me, is Better Heal, which costs 75% TP. Now, if you are not playing the chapter in the same way, you will likely not have a healing spell that costs 75% TP. It starts at 90% TP once it's in a usable state. For every couple of battles that you actually use Susie's healing spell in, though, it will go down in TP cost by 1%. It will do that 5 times, and then it will cap out at 80%. And if you want to get it down to the 75% better heal, you have to take on Gerson, the Hammer of Justice, and just winning against him will give Susie that much needed buff to her healing. And it's also worth noting that her healing also gets better in the amount it gives you by practicing and by facing off against Gerson Boom. But now that all that background information is out there, what I'm here to show you is what is Susie gonna do with her 21 magic. The highest I believe is achievable for her. And what does her healing look like once you get it up that high? Well, and you may have noticed I did modify my HP. Those are the only stats that were modded, and I did so just to better facilitate showing off the healing values. If you just heal to full, you'll just get a green max written out, and that doesn't help you get any idea of how much you healed. Now, these enemies are the best to lose health against, because you just stand in this fog, and you are dying, man. So, with her max magic stat and best healing spell, Susie's Better Heal will heal for 192 HP. And I will compare that against Ralsei in 1 second. Susie has had her goodies stolen away, and they have been given to Ralsei, who now has 25 magic, 4 higher than Susie's max for this chapter. And with that difference, will Ralsei be able to heal more than Susie? Is he still the best healer on the team? And may or may not surprise you to know that no, he absolutely is not gonna get to the high numbers that Susie will. With his max stat, Ralsei will get to 125 healing. Now, that is a lower number. However, I think it's important to remember the cost of TP for Susie's spells versus Ralsei's spell. Susie's heal costs 75% TP. Ralsei's heal costs 32% TP. Now, obviously there's a matter of efficiency here, and also there's a question of, do you care about efficiency? So the answer to that is yes. If you do care about efficiency, you want to go with Ralsei as your main healer still. Susie has gotten far better. It brings a tear to my eye to think of her healing 2 HP just, yesterday in game, and now she's already here healing 192 HP instead. It's crazy what amazing work she's grown and done with all of her practice here. But if you want to just be a nerd and you want to get down to the details, Susie's best healing will heal 2.56 HP per point of TP. Ralsei's best heal will heal 3.90625 HP per point of TP. So basically, Ralsei's heal, efficiency-wise, is around 1.5 times better than Susie's best heal. So that's your answer for that. I've seen people try to say that Susie is just like a better healer than Ralsei now in kind of clickbaity titles and discussions online. She's not. She's still great, and it's great seeing her be as good as she is now, but Ralsei is still the better healer for your team in general, especially if you're concerned about TP. There's one detail I did want to bring up in case anyone was wondering about it, and that is the strangeness behind the blue ribbon. If you've never seen this before, this is a bow you can get from the big gotcha machine in Chapter 3, Tenna's machine, and it states that when the user uses a healing move, it recovers slightly more HP. Now, this is the only item in this game that directly affects healing beyond magic. Ralsei's Dainty Scarf actually says it increases healing power, but that's just fluff. That doesn't actually affect your healing at all. It just increases healing power because it gives you 1 magic. However, the blue ribbon does actually give you a higher healing stat for every heal, whether that's Ralsei's heal prayer or any usable item he uses. And I say Ralsei because if I try to give this thing to Susie, she wants none of it, which is sad. Susie, this is how you become a better healer. Put the blue ribbon on. Oh well. But it doesn't even really matter for Ralsei, because by removing the Mystic Band and putting the blue ribbon on, which is the way you can get the highest magic with the blue ribbon, you still heal less than you would with Mystic Band. Instead of 125, Ralsei will heal 124. I believe the stat buff is 12.5% to all healing moves with the blue ribbon. So what that means is, as of Chapter 4, the blue ribbon is not really useful to get higher healing numbers than just buffing magic. But as your magic stat gets higher, the blue ribbon will become better. Like, if my magic was too higher than it is right now, I believe the blue ribbon would then start to overtake the highest healing you could get without it. So, look for it for the future, but for now, you can ignore it. And before I finish this video, I actually did want to ask everyone who's out here watching if you would be interested in me going into healing in depth, because Susie's healing, I feel like Ralsei's healing is pretty well understood since it's been the same throughout the whole game. Susie's healing, I don't fully understand how it works, and I'm interested in looking in and seeing if I can find like the best use cases for everyone's healing, like the most efficient magic stats you can reach and all that kind of stuff. But hey, that's all the information I wanted to give about the highest healing stats you can hit in this chapter. I'm really excited to see how high they can go in the future for both Susie and Ralsei, because they're both growing the whole time. It's not just Susie. Ralsei's getting better at his work every day too. And hey, if you ever want to see more information about Deltarune, about other video games, just interesting stuff I want to talk about, then subscribe to Kilroy Was Here, and I will see you all later.